Hey you guys, it is your favorite flight attendant Bay. I'm finally back. Yeah, don't ask why it took so long for me to record another video, but here goes. So one of the most commonly asked questions as a flight attendant that I receive is, how do you become a flight attendant? So like, this is perfect. This is perfect. It's really simple, really easy, but you know, I'm gonna let you know. So basically, let's just get right into it. All right, so step one to how to become a flight attendant, the most important step, just apply. Apply until you can't anymore. There's so many airlines. You can apply to overseas airlines. You can apply to US airlines. You can apply to just apply. And I'm also going to put a link below on a website that you can go to. It updates daily and it will tell you exactly what airlines are hiring for flight attendants. There's over like 200 airlines on that website. So if you exhaust all your options out of that and you don't get one person to pick you up, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Step two, once you apply, you will receive an email and it will be for an assessment. It's like a personality, what would you do type of assessment. Like, it's basically, honestly, to me, it's just ruling out like the doorknobs from like, okay, they might have something. Step three will be a video interview. In some cases, in replace of this video interview will be a phone interview, but like almost 90% of the time it's a video interview. You'll get an email from the airline. There'll be a link with the email, and the link will basically say like, you have so-and-so amount of days to complete this video interview, blah, blah, blah. So it's like you recording like face-to-face in a camera, talking to no one. Once you do that, submit the video. Normally it's typically no more than like 5 questions. You answer those questions and they automatically submit to the airline. Some airlines do not give you the option to record your answers, but some airlines will. If it doesn't, just go with it. Like if you answer a question and you're like, dang, that didn't sound right, or I didn't like the way that sound, go with it. Because 9 times out of 10, the airline is not looking for what you're saying, but how you're saying it and like how you're presenting it to them. Be bomb. Like just be you, be you. Like, it's great. And they just, in my opinion, like, they're looking for like a personality thing, not like the perfect interview answer thing. Like, you know, so just do your best on the interview. So step 4 is always going to be a face-to-face interview. Once you get the face-to-face interview, you have to go in there like knowing that this job is yours. Like, basically, I mean, nobody's gonna, if you pass through step 1, 2, and 3, no one is going to tell you to come to a face-to-face if they don't already see something in you. So you have to keep that in mind, that once you go to, like, once you're invited to a face-to-face, they see something in you. Like, it's like you out of like thousands of people that they invited you to the face-to-face. Remember that. Go to that face-to-face interview like this is your job. You are a flight attendant. You're the bomb. Go to the face-to-face interview with such confidence, because you have to know that it's you out of thousands and thousands and thousands of applicants that applied, and you made it to the face-to-face. Like, you're great already. So once you go to the face-to-face interview, normally that's a 2-step process. So within that face-to-face interview, it'll be like a big group interview, and it'll be like, sometimes it's like 20 to 40 candidates. Sometimes it can be hundreds. But anyway, well, hundreds, but like way more than 20 to 40. But anyway, so the range of the amount of candidates can vary. But you go to the you go to the face-to-face interview, and it's typically like a group setting or whatever, and they're pretty much watching you and weeding out the weaklings. So you go through that first half. It's like an interview process with many recruiters, many recruits. And then typically there's like a little halftime break. Oh, and the face-to-face interview is typically like an entire day. So when you go, if they fly you out or if you meet at like a local like center or something, normally it's an all-day process. So, you know, don't have anything planned thinking that you're going to leave out of there at a timely manner, because you're not. The first half is them weeding out the weaklings. The second half, after you guys take a break or whatever, maybe like a 10-15 minute break, you come back, and most of the time airlines do it the same. They'll post somewhere, or they'll call your name or your number or something. They'll call you and like separate the two. So they'll separate the ones that are cut, and then they'll separate the ones that, you know, get to go through the second half, which is like a real one-on-one interview with a recruiter. So it's you and another recruiter. So if you get past the first half of the face-to-face interview and they don't cut you, you see your name on the list, you get your number called, whatever, cool, that's wonderful. Now you get your chance to really go and shine with a recruiter one-on-one. First impressions are the best impressions. You better sell yourself, like, period. I mean, typically they'll have your resume with them, but it's all about you. Like, it's you and this person face to face, and you need to kill it. Like, so once you do that, some airlines will offer you a CJO, which a CJO is a conditional job offer. Some airlines will offer you a CJO right there on the spot, and some airlines will say, we'll get back to you. If an airline tells you they'll get back to you, do not think that it's like these other 9-to-5 jobs where they're like, hey, we'll give you a call back, and then you never hear from them. No, they will get back to you. There's a thing that's like a famous saying or whatever that's called thanks but no thanks. So within 1 to 2 weeks or whatever, however long it takes them, sometimes even longer than that, you will get something back. You will get a thanks but no thanks, which is like TBNT, whatever people want to call it. It's basically saying thank you for applying, but we've went with, you know, other candidates at this time. Or you will receive a CJO, which is a conditional job offer, like I said, and that is your golden ticket to become a flight attendant. From that point on, everything that happens is on you. Well, from the beginning, it's on you. But like from that very point on, it's all on you. Like there's no more, I have to sell myself to someone. You're doing this for you at this point, because this is your conditional job offer to become a flight attendant. So bam. Step 1, apply. Step 2, assessment. Step 3, video interview. Step 4, your face-to-face. Once you're good with that, and you've made it through that process, and they give you your CJO, you go to training. Once you go to flight attendant training, you take it serious, because in order to become a flight attendant, you go to training for several weeks. When you go to that training, you quit your job, you leave your home life, all of that you had prior to going to training is gone. So when you quit your job and you go to that training, you put your best foot forward, because if you fail out of that training, you don't have a job when you go home. So, you know, just do your best. Most of the trainings, you have a test each week of your training, which you have to score. Most airlines, the average is 80% or higher. And you have to apply yourself. Like, it's a lot of information that you learn in a short amount of time. And I mean, it's you learning your job, which is very important. So, you know, you have to apply yourself in training. And with that being said, once you graduate training, I mean, you're pretty much a flight attendant. I'm not gonna say you are a flight attendant, because you have to do one more thing to earn your wings, because they make you work for these wings. You will work for these wings. But like, once you do that, and you've worked your behind off for these wings, these amazing, beautiful, wonderful, lovely wings, you are basically, you know, one step closer to being a flight attendant. And so then you go on to this thing called an IOE, or some airlines call it an OE, which is your initial operating experience, or it's your first flights, okay? So on these, some airlines will give you your wings prior to your IOE, and some people will give you your wings once you pass your IOE. But nonetheless, you will become an official flight attendant once you pass your OE or your IOE, and you're good. At this point, you're qualified to work by yourself without someone shadowing you, and you fly until you can't fly anymore. And so that's pretty much the gist of it. People always think that it's so complicated to become a flight attendant. It takes so much, but let's review the steps. It's only 4. 1, apply. 2, do an assessment. Nail the assessment. 3, video interview. Some cases, phone interview. 4, face-to-face. It doesn't get much easier than that. I mean, the steps are long. It's a few more steps than a regular 9 to 5, but what you're getting is 1001% worth it at the end of the day. So go nail it. Like, it just do it. I mean, honestly, being a flight attendant is like no other job in the world. I'm pretty sure everyone that is a flight attendant can 1001% agree with me when I say that there's no better job. I've seen dog groomers, I've seen makeup artists, I've seen social workers, I've seen real estate agents, I've seen bodybuilders, I've seen people in every walk, cooks, chefs, whatever. I've seen people from all walks of life leave those careers, those wonderful jobs and opportunities, those 9 to 5 blahs, to become flight attendants. Like, there's nothing like it, honestly. So, I mean, just make that step, take that leap, do it, just do it, like Nike. Also, like, people always get discouraged. They think that there's a weight limit. No, they think that there's like some type of, oh, I gotta have a master's degree, I gotta take a travel class, blah blah blah. None of that is required. In order to become a flight attendant, all you have to have is a high school diploma and a driver's license and a clean criminal background. No, I mean, duh, that's for most jobs, clean criminal background. But other than that, like, just be you, be great, be wonderful. Of course, obviously, if you have a degree, that bumps you up a little notch. Or if you have immaculate, like, customer service, like, experience or whatever, obviously it's gonna bump you up a notch. But realistically speaking, all you need is a high school diploma, a driver's license, and a clean criminal background. What other job can you say that that's all you need to be able to be great? Like, it's amazing. So honestly, like I said, let's review the steps again one more time for the people that are gonna act like, oh, she didn't tell me, oh, I didn't know. Bam, you're a flight attendant. You're already a flight attendant. It's easy, it's simple, it's well worth all of the hassle, all of the steps, all of the effort that you have to put in. Well worth it. Like, you will see it rewarded time and time again, day after day, because you will love what you're doing and you will never, ever, ever want to leave the friendly skies. But anyway, yeah, go put the application in, boy, girl, whomever. Go put the application in. Come join me. That's all I ask. And at the end of the day, as I always say, please go like, comment, and subscribe to my channel because I need you. Thank you. See you next time.